My name is Sophia Carter, and at 25 years old, I've worked diligently to achieve independence by paying my own bills and making wise financial decisions. My younger sister Emily, on the other hand, is completely different. At 21, she's pampered and has never had to work for anything in her life. Our parents have always treated her like royalty, indulging her regardless of her selfish behavior. However, this time they overstepped. It all began one morning when I checked my credit card balance. I seldom use it, so I anticipated seeing a small amount. Instead, I was shocked to discover a pending charge of $50,000. My heart raced. $50,000. I hadn't spent that money. Something was terribly amiss. Taking a deep breath, I clicked on the transaction details, feeling a knot in my stomach when I saw the charge's origin, a luxury travel agency. It suddenly dawned on me. This wasn't an error. Somebody was attempting to use my credit card for an extravagant vacation, and I had a hunch about who it was. With trembling hands, I stared at the screen, aghast at the $50,000 charge. Only 3 people had access to my credit card information: myself, my mom, and my dad. I inhaled deeply and contacted the credit card company. After confirming my identity, I inquired about the charge. "Yes, Miss Carter," the agent confirmed. "This transaction was attempted last night, but hasn't been completed. Do you recognize it?" Clenching my jaw, I replied, "No, I want it canceled immediately." "Understood," the agent assured me. "We'll block the charge and freeze your card to prevent any further attempts." I sighed in relief, though fury simmered within me. My parents had attempted to steal from me. I was eager to confront them, but before I could, my phone chimed with a message from Emily. "Guess what? In a few days, I'll be sipping cocktails on the beach while you're stuck at home. Sucks to be poor, huh?" My blood boiled as I read her mockery. She was clueless about the situation. Her dream trip had been canceled, shut down by me. Despite mocking me, my parents were discreetly stealing to fuel her indulgent lifestyle. Striving to stay calm, I thought, "Not yet, Sophia. Let them believe everything is fine. When they realize what I've done, it's going to be explosive." I waited, phone in hand, knowing it wouldn't take long for the confrontation to arise. 15 minutes later, my mom called. Smugly, I noted it was right on schedule. I let it ring a few times before answering. "Hey, Mom," I greeted. "Sophia, what did you do?" she screeched, bypassing pleasantries and diving straight into a meltdown. Relaxing back, I queried, "What are you talking about?" "The card. The payment was declined. The travel agency called. Emily's trip is ruined." Feigned confusion touched my voice. "Oh, that? Yeah, I canceled my credit card." Silence followed. Then she shrieked. "You did what?" Exhaling exasperatedly, I asked, "Mom, why were you even using my card?" More silence ensued, followed by a feeble excuse. "We were going to pay you back." I laughed coldly. "Really? When? With what money?" "Sophia," she said, her voice laced with artificial guilt, "we did this for Emily. She deserves this trip. You know how hard it's been for her lately." I cut her off. "Hard? Emily gets whatever she desires without working, without paying bills, thinking she's superior." "She's your sister," Mom hissed. "You should be happy to help." Anger rising, I challenged, "Like how she mocked me this morning for being poor while you were literally stealing from me?" A prolonged hush followed, then she altered tactics, switching to a guilt trip. "We raised you, Sophia. We gave you everything, and now the one time we ask for help, you—" I expressed disbelief at their actions, accusing them of theft rather than asking for help. My mom seemed upset, having been caught. Suddenly, my dad's voice interjected, questioning the situation. Mom revealed the card had been canceled, causing Dad to react with a loud noise, probably hitting the table. He demanded I resolve the situation immediately, growling about my lack of gratitude, claiming I don't need the money, since I have a stable job. I retorted sharply, suggesting Dad's indulgence of Emily had led them to this desperate act of stealing from their daughter. My mom muttered something, and Dad, now disturbingly calm, insisted I call the bank to reverse the cancellation. I defied them, causing Mom to gasp, accusing me of destroying Emily's life. I countered, saying they ruined Emily by teaching her she could take things without facing consequences. Before they could retort, I ended the call. Just after, Emily called, frantically accusing me of ruining her trip. I nonchalantly acknowledged her thanks. Emily was livid, lamenting about her now unlikely getaway with friends due to the lack of funds. I sarcastically sympathized, which she didn't notice, as she called me selfish. Laughing, I pointed out the absurdity of their assumption that they could take my $50,000 without me noticing. Emily dismissed the theft accusation, insisting I wasn't using the money. I almost laughed, explaining that's not how money works. She kept accusing me of wanting to ruin her life. I calmly told her missing a vacation didn't mean her life was ruined. She insisted as my sister I should fix it, but I playfully refused, saying I'd consider it, then promptly declined. Emily, shouting insults, seemed to reach a breaking point, and I ended the call mid-rant, enjoying the silence afterward. The morning brought a barrage of missed calls and angry messages from my family. Determined to stand my ground, I ignored them. At noon, the door buzzer announced their arrival. With a sigh, I saw Mom and Emily through the camera and greeted them at the door with sarcasm about their brazen theft attempt. Mom, with fake sweetness, tried to broker a peaceful discussion, but I mocked the idea, recalling their underhanded attempt to take $50,000 without permission. I could hear the groan from UG. Are we still discussing that? My eyes fixed on her. Yes, Emily, we're still discussing it. Our mom sighed with exaggerated theatrics. Sweetheart, we weren't stealing. It was just borrowing. I folded my arms and replied, Great, then let me borrow your car. Oh wait, you no longer have one. Thanks to the massive debt, while still trying to send Emily on a luxury trip. Mom's complexion turned crimson. That's beside the point. Suddenly, Emily stepped out from the shadows. Look, Sophia, admit it. You're just envious of me having fun while you're stuck at home. I snorted. Jealous? You're the one whining over not getting a free vacation. Emily's face contorted with anger. You spoiled everything. Smugly, I replied. And I'd spoil it again. Mom rubbed her temples as if she was dealing with a stubborn child. Sweetie, you earn well. Why make this a big issue? You have more than enough for the trip. My jaw tightened. Mom, it's not the money. It's about you attempting to steal from me and thinking I'd overlook it. Mom's voice became ice cold. So, you're letting your sister suffer? Emily played the victim. Yeah, Sophia, you don't get it. All my friends are going without me. I posted about this trip, and now people will think we're poor. I looked at her. Oh no, how tragic. Emily, in frustration, screamed and hurled her purse at me. I dodged it without effort. Wow, incredibly mature. Mom tugged Emily's arm. Let's go, honey. She's clearly lost. Turning to me, she pronounced, You'll regret this, Sophia. I grinned. I doubt it. They exited, slamming the door. I settled back on the couch, amused. Mom only used that cold voice when she was plotting, and whatever came next, I was prepared. Later that night, I received an email from my bank. Fraud alert. Unusual activity detected on your account. Dear Sophia Carter, there was an unrecognized login attempt. If this wasn't you, please contact us immediately.
My heart sank.
They couldn't have? Checking my banking app, I saw attempted password resets. My fists clenched. I knew who was behind it. Right then, my phone buzzed, a text from Dad. We need to talk. Oh, now he decides to talk. Despite my reluctance, I called him. He instantly accused, What did you do to your mother? I blinked. Excuse me? He exclaimed. She's been crying all night. You embarrassed her, the family. A dry laugh escaped me. Oh, you mean when she and Emily tried extorting money from me? Yeah, very embarrassing. Dad ignored my sarcasm. She's devastated, Sophia. We raised you better, and now you're making your mother sick with this selfish behavior. My teeth gritted. You mean selfish where you try to take $50,000 without asking? It wasn't stealing, he bellowed. We would repay. With what? Magic beans. I retorted. Silence followed. Then he sighed. Just give Emily the money. No need to fight. I chuckled. Funny, because this looks like a battle to me. Dad's voice dropped. Don't do this, Sophia. I retorted. Oh, like how someone tried hacking my bank tonight? Silence. Bingo, I replied. I received an alert, and your sudden call isn't coincidental. Dad feigned ignorance. That's fine, I smiled. I don't know what you're talking about. More silence followed, and then he hung up. If I were you, I'd be real careful about what happens next. This wasn't over, not by a long shot. I sat there for a moment, letting the rage subside. If they wanted to play dirty, I'd play dirtier, and they weren't going to like what came next. I gripped my phone and took a deep breath. If my own parents were willing to try hacking my bank account, there was no telling what else they might do. Fine, they wanted to play dirty, I could too. My first step was to contact my bank's fraud department. I detailed everything. The unauthorized login attempts, my family's history of financial manipulation, and the stolen card incident. The bank representative wasn't pleased. Miss Carter, this is serious. We're flagging your account for extra security and launching an investigation. Good, I thought. Next, I changed every single password, email, bank accounts, even Netflix. I wasn't letting anyone access my life. Then, I took one final step. I accessed my credit report and froze my credit. No loans, no new credit cards, nothing. If they even thought about opening something in my name, they'd hit a wall. I leaned back and smirked, checkmate. A few days later, for the first time in ages, there was silence. No calls, no messages, nothing from my parents or Emily. Then, I received a message from my Aunt Lisa. Hey sweetie, is everything okay? Your mom is telling everyone you've cut the family off and left them financially ruined. Call me. I sighed and called her back. Lisa, I said as soon as she answered. Let me guess, Mom's playing the victim again. Aunt Lisa sighed. Oh, you have no idea. Apparently, my mother had gone on a full sob story to her telling every relative that I betrayed the family and left them struggling out of greed. She even told Grandma I stole from them, Lisa added. She's saying they were just trying to pay rent, and you cruelly blocked the card. I laughed. Unbelievable. Lisa, they tried to steal $50,000 from me for Emily's vacation. Dead silence followed.
Wait, what?
Oh, so Mom conveniently left that part out. I spent the next 10 minutes explaining everything. The card charge attempt, the hacking, Emily's tantrum, everything. By the end, Lisa was furious. That is just disgusting, she fumed. You know what? I'm calling Mom. This is unacceptable. I smiled. Be my guest. The final blow came later that night when I received a text from Emily. OMG, you told Lisa WTF is wrong with you. Me? Oh, I'm sorry. Were you hoping to keep your little scam quiet? Emily, you're the worst sister ever. Me. And yet, I still have all my money. Funny how that works. She left my message on read. Just as I was about to go to bed, I got one last message from my dad. Dad, you think you've won. Just wait. You'll regret this. I grinned at my screen. No, Dad, you'll regret ever thinking you could screw me over. I wasn't worried about my dad's threats. What could they do now? They had already tried stealing from me, hacking my accounts, and lying to the whole family, and I had shut them down at every turn. But then something amazing happened 2 days later. I got a call from Aunt Lisa. You are not going to believe this, she said, practically cackling. Oh, please tell me. I grinned, already sensing I was about to enjoy this. Well, she said, your parents were so desperate for money after you blocked them that they tried to pull another stunt. I leaned in. What did they do? Lisa sighed. They went to Grandma for money. I burst out laughing. Grandma? The woman who grew up dirt poor and hates spoiled people? What did she say? I asked. Already knowing it couldn't have been favorable, Lisa let out a chuckle, saying that my mother had lost her senses. She showed up at Grandma's, shedding crocodile tears and pleading for money to save Emily's trip. She spun the same tale of woe, claiming I had selfishly abandoned the family, leaving everything in ruins. But Grandma saw through it all. "So let me get this straight," she said. "You attempted to steal from Sophia, got caught, and now you want me to bail you out." Lisa burst into laughter, recalling how Grandma directly called them thieves before showing them the door. I almost fell off my couch hearing that. "She really called them thieves?" I asked, wheezing from amusement. "Oh, she did," Lisa confirmed and added that Grandma had informed the whole family of the truth. I gasped in disbelief. Yet it was true. The entire family knew. After our call, I checked my phone. Friends of my mom had started to unfollow her on social media. The family chat groups were abuzz with anger, as everyone learned about my parents' scam against their daughter. Then a message from Emily appeared. "WTF? You told Grandma?" she accused. "Nope, Mom did by running her mouth," I replied. "How's that working out for you?" She didn't respond. A little later, another message appeared from Mom. "I hope you're happy. You've ruined this family. We're struggling, and you're laughing at our suffering. How can you do this to us?" I rolled my eyes, replying, "I didn't ruin anything. That was you when you tried to steal from me. Enjoy the consequences." Then I blocked her. Just when I thought things couldn't get any better, an hour later, a voicemail from Dad came. Hesitant, I played it. "Sophia, you need to call me back right now. It's urgent." Instead of calling back, I checked my email. There it was, a bank alert. My parents tried and failed to open a credit card in my name because the bank had already flagged them for fraud. Even better, they were now blacklisted. I smiled, whispering, "Checkmate, Mom and Dad." For the first time in years, I felt liberated. No more guilt trips, no more stolen money, just peace. I thought they'd give up after the bank rejection, but of course, they had one final tantrum left. 3 days later, Emily barged into my apartment uninvited, accusing, "You ruined our lives," as she dramatically flopped onto my couch. Casually, I replied, "Cut you off? Made Grandma see the truth? Give me a break, get a job if you need money." Emily growled about my supposed ability to fix it all, which made me laugh. "Fix what?" I retorted. "Your free vacation? Your $50,000 theft? Or the credit frauds?" She crossed her arms defiantly, echoing Mom's prediction that I'd come crawling back. I smirked, knowing deep down she was grasping at straws. Her insults ended abruptly as I showed her the door. "You're done," I told her.
Mom and Dad are done.
"You have nothing on me anymore. Want money? Work like the rest of us." Her horror-struck face twisted in disgust as she stormed out. After that, my parents' final bids for family sympathy failed. Emily's online tantrum backfired when people realized the truth about her. With their reputations shattered and no one left to deceive, they finally vanished from the scene. And I, left with my savings intact and my peace undisturbed, felt genuinely free for the first time in my life, never looking back.